welcome to the Badass Breastfeeding Podcast. This is Dianne, your lactation consultant.
And I'm Abby, the Badass Breastfeeder, and today's episode is brought to you by Nursing Queen. And Nursing Queen was started by a breastfeeding mom who was looking for more options for nursing clothes. And 8 years later, it's become one of the top brands and also one of my favorite sweatshirts to this day.
I have to get one of those.
You do have to get one of those because they're really good. Yeah, we'll hear more from our sponsor later, but you can head to badassbreastfeedingpodcast.com and head to our sponsor page if you ever need anything. See if you can give them any of your business because they make this podcast possible. And while you're there, you can scroll down and enter your email address, and we will send episodes straight to your inbox every week. And we are on Patreon, and we would like to see everybody there. Everybody who signs up gets a little goodie bag from us with stickers and thank you for nursing in public cards. And it's fun. Come over and join us. We have a lot of fun together. And you could tell us all your secrets, and everything that's said in Patreon stays in Patreon.
Yes.
And we are still, you can head to the link at the top of your show notes, wherever you're listening from. And there's a link there. You can check out the tiers and see if there's one that looks good to you. There's 3 different ones with 3 different, access to original content. And we are also still hosting our ongoing giveaway for people who leave reviews around the internet. So take a review, or you can share it onto your Facebook page, or, I guess that's how you would do it.
Yeah.
And you could take a screenshot of that, because I realize that there are some people who can't leave reviews on the app that they listen to. So any way that you're sharing, really, we're just trying to get the word out. We're trying to get people to listen to our podcast. And any way that you're helping us do that, we would love to send you a goodie bag. We like sending goodie bags. Can you tell?
They're fun.
Yeah.
So fun.
So take a screenshot of however you're sharing our podcast and send it to badassbreastfeedingpodcast@gmail.com along with your address, and we will send the goodie bag to wherever you want us to send it to. And now Dianne has our review of the week.
And it comes with a question. It says, I rated y'all on Spotify, but I wanted to send a little thank you along as well, which is really nice. Sometimes people will do that because Spotify, you can only leave stars. And then sometimes people will email in with something that they want to say to us, which is really nice. I started listening to your podcast because I was looking for breastfeeding information while I was pregnant with my first, and I found y'all through Reddit. I listened quite a bit while pregnant, and when my son arrived, we started breastfeeding right away. We've had bumps along our journey, but listening to your podcast gave me a little bit of motivation to just keep practicing. We are almost 4 weeks in, exclusively breastfeeding, and things are still hard. I listened to your podcast for tips and to help me remember to just keep practicing. We've also seen a lactation consultant twice. I'm hoping things are just taking their time. Quick question if you have a chance to answer it. My baby gets really fussy while feeding sometimes, makes a big, scrunchy, angry face, and pulls off the breast and screams. Usually milk pours all over his face when this happens too. Any ideas why this is happening? It's mostly in the evening, and Dr. Google says it's gas. I burp after every feeding. What else can I do to help the little one? So I did answer her, and I had a couple questions because I said, and I did ask her, is it okay if I read this? Because I figure this is probably happening to other people too, right? I mean,
totally.
It totally is happening. So I'd wanted to know, does your baby pull his legs in when he does this as well? Dr. Google, in this instance, Dr. Google is probably correct, and it's most likely gas. And it's probably happening more in the evening because they're fussier in the evening. They're crying a little bit more in the evening. They get more air when they're crying. So, and especially it sounds like she might have a lot of milk. Maybe he's doing a lot of gulping and taking in more air that way as well. So burping him more frequently is going to be better than just burping him at the end of the feed. So definitely, try burping him a little bit more often. She said that she does sit him up. He seems really uncomfortable. She sits him up at, during the feed and tries to get him burping. When we kind of emailed back and forth a little bit about it.
Mm-hmm.
So bottom line is, it sounds like it's gas. you could always do, and I know we've got episodes on gassy babies. We just did one not that long ago.
We just did one, yeah.
Yeah, on gassy babies. So you could always listen to that. But it does sound like it's probably gas with this little guy. So extra burping. You can lay him on his belly. You can do those little, what am I trying to say?
Bicycle wheels.
Bicycle, yeah, the bicycle legs. I'm like, exercise bike. Do that.
And I said bicycle wheels. What? Bicycle legs.
Bicycle wheels. Everybody gets the point, right? It's something that has to do with the bicycle. And move their legs a little bit, get that gas moving, get that air moving, and they'll be okay. They'll be fine. You could do, like, if you want to try something like gas drops, sometimes they work, sometimes they don't. You can do something like that as well, but it's just gassiness. It happens to all babies, and it breaks your heart when they're fussy like that and you looks like they're in pain, but they're just trying to get the gas out. That's all. And it's hard for them to do that sometimes. So just do the best you can to help them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're doing good.
Yeah, you are doing good. You're doing good. Keep going. Keep it going.
Yes. And today we're talking about another email.
Yes. Let me pull that one up because that one I had. Oh, here we go. Here. We did get an email. So Abby was gone. So I was handling emails while Abby was away. So if anybody was like, why is Diane answering my email? That's why. But
I feel like nobody said that.
I hope not. I hope not. So here is the email. This comes from Rachel. Hi there. I love your podcast. I'm currently pregnant in my second trimester and nursing my 2-year-old. We bed share and I'm having nursing aversion, though I want to continue nursing because I don't want the relationship to end yet. However, I'm struggling to figure out what I'm going to do when my baby comes. How will sleep work? How will I make sure the baby gets enough milk and my toddler understands? I'm listening to your episodes on boundaries, and I think this is more nuanced conversation that other moms might benefit from. One big thing is trying to figure out whether or not to put my toddler in his own room, but he's basically always nursed to sleep and often wakes up in the middle of the night. So I'd be interested to know how other moms have dealt with this, or if they just wait until the next baby comes and figure it out on the fly. Thanks so much for what you do. I would really be interested in your thoughts. And I told her that we would do an episode about this. So,
and you know what's funny is I have an email way back in the back of my emails from last year where somebody wrote, I'm currently 13 weeks pregnant with my second, and I'm nervous about my 2-year-old. I'm nervous that my 2-year-old still isn't weaned. I know you touched on it briefly in your tandem feeding episode, but I'm also wondering if you could share some information about how you survived newborn stage with two kids that still nurses. What did you do when they both wake up? How do you feed them both at the same time? How can partners help out at night during the newborn stage? So there's people that have a baby and then they get pregnant and it's like, oh my God, what's going to happen? That's basically what this is, right? I mean,
yeah.
What's going to happen?
And it's so funny because I just received a message the other day from one of my favorite clients, and I helped her with her first one. And she just messaged me the other day because she's still nursing her first. And he's like, I don't know, a year and a half or something like that. And she was like, so when you get pregnant again, the internet says your milk goes away. Is that true? She's like, I just found out I'm pregnant again. Mm-hmm. So I was like, oh, yay, congratulations, but yes, your milk does go away. And this is something that I want everybody to know, that when you do get pregnant, because a lot of people don't realize this, when you get pregnant, the hormones of pregnancy and the hormones that are supporting your pregnancy are going to override your milk supply. So it's all hormonal and there's really nothing you can do about it, but your milk will likely just kind of go away. It's going to drop quite a bit. Some babies will wean at this point and some do not. remember now, there's a lot of people that tandem nurse because there's a lot of, and she was one, she even said, like, I don't want to stop nursing. So I'm hoping he's still going to nurse. And I said, yes, a lot of people do tandem nurse. So, I mean, obviously it works. But remember, they're nursing for more than just the milk. So it's, it's very possible that he's just going to keep going. And I asked if he was nursing a lot still. And she said, yes, you could say that a lot. She goes, especially now, I think the milk is starting to go away and because he's nursing a lot more. So that is something to kind of be considerate of as well while you're making this plan, is like how to make sure that your toddler's getting what they need too during this pregnancy.
Yeah. Which is going to be supplemented with something else while you're pregnant, because your milk will go away. Which is why everyone encourages people to wait at least a year to have another baby. Because your milk will go away. And then if you have a baby, when you still have a baby, then you'll have to either use formula or get donor milk or something like that. But I would like to say during this time, I really, really want everyone to just like absorb what I'm going to say. If you get nothing from this episode, just know that this time, when this new baby comes, is going to be the most chaotic situation ever. There's absolutely no way for you to plan for it. It's too abstract. You have no idea who's coming. Babies have personalities. You have no idea who's coming. You just don't know. And it's going to be chaos. And you're not doing anything wrong. It is chaos. It's like you're going to figure it out. You're going to find your new normal. But it's like when the baby comes, it's like when you shake up a snow globe. It's all going to get like tossed around at first, and you have to just get through it.
I mean, it's
while
like
these pieces fall.
Yeah, and it's like that even if you weren't tandem nursing, just even introducing another baby with a toddler at home,
right?
But when you're tandem nursing, that just adds another layer.
It does.
Of chaos to it.
It does.
So just having another baby, it makes the household a little chaotic for a little bit.
Yeah. And people ask about sleeping arrangements. I mean, I can't even count the amount of sleeping arrangements that we've had in our house. I can't. We started off with Jack with a nursery and a crib in there that he never got in. And we had a bassinet next to the bed. And then we realized, well, he's not going to go into his own room because that's just not what we wanted. So we brought the crib into our room and like a the crib to the bed. And then took all the frames away and put the mattresses on the floor because that's actually much safer. And then took the crib mattress away and got a twin. And then years later, that's kind of where we were the longest. But even during that, there were times when everyone was sleeping in different rooms. In different, I can't even, I think back on it and I'm just like, wow. It's insane. It's totally insane. And my biggest thing is when you have, the whether you're deciding for your baby, your toddler, the person who emailed has a question about should the baby go or should the toddler go into his own room?
Right.
Is he going to go into his own room? Because, some kids take to that better than others. And if he's going to go in his own room, are you still nursing him at night? Because now you're nursing two babies who are in two separate locations.
Right.
That's hard.
That sucks.
That totally sucks. I'll tell you what I did. Is Jack was already in our bed, my first. And then we had Exley. And like I did with all of my babies, I had a bassinet next to the bed, which I would have them in as much as they would tolerate, which wasn't very much. But maybe I would have the newborn in the bassinet in that kind of hour where they're feeling sleepy and would maybe sleep for a little bit. Nurse Jack to sleep. By this time, the baby's fussing and roll over. So I had Exley was in the bassinet next to the bed. Then there was me on the edge of the bed. Then next was Jack. And on the other side of Jack was Josh. So I separated the toddler from the newborn, which you have to do if you're going to share a bed. And I think setting up safe bed sharing situations in your house is absolutely vital. Because you think you're not going to use them, but you probably will. And then maybe set up a toddler bed and see if he'll take to that. I think she said he.
Yeah.
Yeah. And see if he'll go in there. But again, remember, if you're going to nurse him at night, maybe you don't want him really far away. And tandem nursing for me was kind of bouncing back and forth. Every once in a while, I would nurse them at the same time, but oh my God, the nursing aversion was like times a million when I would do that.
And she said that she's having that too.
Yes, she did say that. That is awful. And wait, did she have the baby yet?
No, she's pregnant.
No, she's pregnant. Okay, so this is still so abstract. I mean, all of this is so abstract. It's really hard to like plan for something like that. I mean, it's like planning to have your first baby. What the hell was that? Remember that? Remember all those plans you had?
Yeah.
Oh my God. We went away. Like Diane said, I was away. We went to this camp place that we go to every year. And the director there, who we love, is pregnant. And she's like, we're all like so worried that she's going to quit. And she's like, no, I'm going to, because she lives she lives at the grounds.
Oh, wow.
So she was like, no, I mean, I can just, I can work from home. Home is right here. And so if they need me, I can just, come down here and I can, have the baby strapped to me and do my job. And I was just looking at her like, okay. I know.
Good luck with
you just have no idea what's about to happen to you.
Right.
I hope that works, but there's just no way. You just have no idea what is about to happen. And so that's why I think having all of these plans, just plan for different things. Have a few different areas in your house that are safe for you and your baby to lay down. Have space in your bed for the toddler, that you are in between the toddler and the baby, so that you can sleep, maybe. Once in a while. I've hijacked the whole conversation.
No,
we do an ad and let you talk.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. All right, we'll be right back. Today's episode is brought to you by Nursing Queen, a super cute breastfeeding clothing brand based right here in the U.S. I still wear their nursing hoodie that I got from them years ago, and I still get compliments on it all the time. It's the zipper, the nursing zipper is hidden. It doesn't even look like a nursing sweatshirt at all. Nursing Queen was started by a breastfeeding mom who was looking for more options for nursing clothes. 8 years later, it's become one of the top brands in the country and trusted by hundreds of thousands of moms. They offer nursing sweatshirts, t-shirts, dresses, pajamas, swimwear, and even breastfeeding scrubs. Ditch the layers and covers and no need to undress to feed your baby. Nursing Queen's unique designs have hidden zippers, lift-up flaps, or pull-aside access. They focus on trendy boutique styles that don't look like nursing clothes. So like me, you can wear them long after your nursing days are over. Their sizes range from double extra small to triple extra large. All orders are designed, packed, and shipped from their warehouse just outside of Tampa, Florida. Check them out at nursingqueen.com. And don't forget to use code BADASS for 10% off of your purchase. And you can find the sponsors, direct link, and the promo codes under this episode, wherever you're listening from. Or you can head to badassbreastfeedingpodcast.com and check out our sponsor page. Check out all of our other episodes and information about scheduling your very own one-on-one online lactation consultation with Dianne.
Yeah. So all I have to say is I think it's a really good point that you made when you said, you really can't plan for this, but to do things that you can plan for, like get the sleep situation set up, talk to your toddler as much. I mean, there's only so much they're going to obviously get, but you can prepare them for another baby. So being able to kind of like talk with them about another baby coming and preparing them for that and setting up some boundaries. I know we've got episodes on that, and Abby said a lot during those boundaries episodes, that she wished she had done that sooner than when the baby actually came, because by the time actually came, then you're kind of in the thick of it. So setting up your boundaries sooner rather than later is an important piece too. And that could just be, only nursing at certain times of the day, or, cutting back on some of the nursing times, or nursing after the baby does, so that you're not nursing at the same time to kind of avoid some of that nursing aversion. There's lots of different things that you can do to kind of prepare, because there's so much you can't prepare for.
Yeah, that's a really good point, because there's so many things that you can't prepare for. Yeah. And just focus on the things that you can control. You can control what goes on in your house. You can prepare the area. You're going to go through your whole like nesting thing, just really focus on the safe sleep areas of your home. Create a couple, offer your toddler their own bed. Maybe they would like that. I know that people worry about, one of her questions was how she makes sure her baby gets enough milk when you're tandem feeding. And that was actually an issue that I had. The second baby wasn't getting enough milk, because I was just sort of like, oh, 2 boobs, 2 babies, it's fine. But just focus on your baby having the full breast. And then let your toddler finish it off. And so you're still paying attention to like, what's the breast that the baby had last time? And then give them the fuller one. Let your toddler finish it off. And yeah, those boundaries, it's so hard. And those are also so chaotic. I mean, it just depends on how your toddler's going to react to it. Because mine did not react well at all. But also I waited until Exley was here. So it was like double whammy for him.
Yeah.
And just, I really feel like just coming up with some things to say that they can understand. Like, the Milkies are sleeping right now. Or, Milkies need to rest. I don't know. Something where there's just, you get this message that the toddler gets used to, some sort of message that there are some times that they can't nurse. They can next time, a little later, in a little while. But it was really telling Jack no for the first time when this new baby was here, attached to me all the time. That sucked.
Yeah, that's really hard.
Maybe that's what's wrong with him. I don't know.
No.
Just kidding.
There's nothing wrong with him.
There's nothing wrong with him. He's perfect.
He's perfect. But yeah, like you said earlier in the episode, babies have their own little personalities. And we know that Jack is more of a sensitive soul. So it was harder for him to adapt to a new baby. So your problem was really more of the toddler, not of the new baby.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, that's going to be your problem. The new baby, a newborn acts like a newborn. They're sleeping most of the time. They want a nurse. That is all. I really feel like when you have a new baby, what you're dealing with is your toddler.
Yeah.
Because newborns are easy. Haven't we all figured this out? Like, you don't figure it out until later. Once you have a toddler and then 2 babies. But then you realize that newborns are easier because they're not doing anything.
Right.
I mean, it's not an easier time for you emotionally. But what you're trying to figure out is like your baby nursing, your baby getting enough milk. And that's really all. But then they start walking, and then they start eating solids, and then there's a new baby, and then you have a toddler who's dealing with the new baby arriving and the toddler's nursing habits and the toddler's emotional reaction and their sleeping habits, and they're the ones who are causing all the stress.
Yeah.
I'm sure other people have had a different experience, but they tend to be the ones with the big feelings. So you're kind of just dealing with it more. Yeah.
But you have to really figure out like what you want to do. Like, do you want to bed share with 2 babies? Is that with 2 kids? Is that something that you feel like is going to work well for you? If you don't think so, then start now transitioning the toddler into a different sleep situation, whether that be on a mattress on the floor in your room or what. But something.
And right. And I think that like you have to figure out what you want. Yes. And then you have to figure out how easy it is to get your toddler to go along with that.
Mm-hmm.
Because most of us would be thrilled if our toddler would go into their own bedroom and not nurse through the night and only nurse at certain times during the day when it was convenient for us. But like, they're not going to do that. And
Right.
getting Jack to go sleep in a new bed, like there was no way that was going to happen. There's just absolutely no way that he would do that. So then I needed to figure out now, and that's the important part, is that like I could have forced it. I could have just said, well, you have to be in here, and let him cry or whatever and just made him do it. But how much do you want to deal with?
Mm-hmm.
And how much trauma is your toddler, like, how much trauma do you think that they're dealing with? And do you feel like it's just too much? So this is why it's so hard to have this conversation, because you just don't have any idea what is going to happen. And so coming up with these, here's plan A, B, and C. Here's our safe bed sharing situation where all of us can be in this room. Something that your toddler might be willing to deal with, which my older child was once Exley started to get older, and Exley was waking up really early, and my older Jack was just like not having it. He was sick of getting woken up by Exley. So he decided on his own to go into his own room. But this was a couple years later. But then, in order for him to be in there, he needed Josh in there. Mm. So if your toddler is willing to go with your partner into a different room, she was asking, how can the partner, maybe that was my email. How can partners help? Partners can just stand there and wait to see what you're able to deal with and how they can catch the overflow. And Josh had a lot of paternity leave, like 6 weeks or something, which was great until the 6 weeks was up. And then it was like a whole other transition. But he spent so much time with Jack. He just really spent a lot of time with Jack, like going out and trying to just kind of keep him occupied and entertained while I was nursing Exley and sleeping. But then it got to a point where, you know, I was still nursing Jack to sleep at this point. And then Josh, at that point of the night, Josh would have Exley. We'd have him in a rocking chair, would be dancing him around to music or whatever while I was putting Jack to sleep. And then I would come and get Exley and put him to sleep. And those are the kind of logistics that are going to change constantly in your house until you find something that is, they'll be like, oh yeah, that kind of worked yesterday. Let's do that again. Or this part didn't work. Let's try something else. And then you'll get into like a groove that won't look like literally any other groove that's been grooved. It'll just be like very unique to your house. But those logistics are I cried so much. I cried, you know, just the chaos is like, there's no way to avoid it. There's no way to like have it work out the first time. You're going to have a toddler and a baby crying because they both need to nurse and they're both tired and they're both trying to go to sleep. But like, if you're used to laying on your side and nursing your toddler to sleep, I mean, that's just not possible when you're tandem nursing. You got to be sitting up. They're going to be at a different position than they're used to. They're going to be upset about it. And a lot of times this is where I just took Jack's naps away. I was like, you can't nap anymore. We can't, there's no way to do it. I can't lay down with you and have this awake baby. Right. And have you like nursed to sleep. I tried like laying down with him, with Jack, and having like Exley just over there. And I'm like putting a rattle in his face. Or I would try to put Exley to sleep first and have him in the bassinet and then go in the room and nurse Jack to sleep for his nap. I don't know. That maybe worked once, but I'm sure most of the time Exley woke up and started crying. Like, where is everybody?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's not, yeah. It's yeah.
It's a lot.
It's a lot, and you're going to figure it out, but it's like not, it's not like if your baby has a tongue tie, there's like something very specific Dianne is going to tell you to do. Like with this, there's really not like a solid answer on what's going to happen and what you should do. Besides just planning bed, you know, get a bassinet, you know, where you can put the baby down when you need to, because you're going to be dealing with your toddler. Get a carrier, because sometimes the baby's going to sleep right in the carrier. A lot of times the baby's going to sleep in the carrier while you're dealing with your toddler.
Absolutely.
You know, preparing as much as you can, because you can't prepare for everything else, like we said.
And it's going to be okay. Like, it's going to be okay.
Yeah.
You're going to figure out, like Abby said, you're going to figure out your new normal. It's going to be okay. You're going to figure out what works in your family. But at the beginning of it might just feel really chaotic while you're trying to get it all figured out.
Yeah. It's going to be chaos, and you're not doing something wrong.
No,
it's not like somebody out there has a secret that they're not telling you. It's like nobody can figure this out except for you once your baby is here and you go through all of the chaos. And then at some point, I remember at one point, you know, I don't know, 3, 4, 5 months in, looking back going, oh my God, that was insane. And, you know, just by the idea of looking back, you know, we had gotten through something. We had gotten through really the worst of it.
Yeah.
And, you know, if you have a toddler, also we had a toddler who Jack really struggled with sleep a lot in the beginning, and we didn't understand. And it wasn't until Exley was here that we started working with Rebecca Meeke, the sleep consultant.
Mm-hmm.
So if you have things like issues with sleep in your house, get help now. You can do a consultation with her and see if it's something that she can help with. And set some boundaries now. Just pick a nursing time throughout the day, any nursing time, I don't care, and just work on eliminating that. Just because, literally just because, for no other reason except for just trying to help your toddler understand like a boundary exists around breastfeeding.
Mm-hmm. It's really important.
So, I don't know. I don't know if we answered any questions.
No, we did. I think we did. But yeah, the bottom line is do what you can now. Get a safe bed situation set up, figure out how you kind of plan a little bit around how you want that to look in your house, get some boundaries started. Like those are some things that you can do in advance.
Yeah. And when your life is flipped upside down, just realize that it's okay. You're not doing anything wrong.
Right.
That's just how it goes.
Yeah. And going from 1 to 2 is a hard transition.
It's like from going 1 to 7.
Yeah. I mean, I know families that have 6 kids that say going from 1 to 2 is the hardest transition.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's hard. And people do it every single day and everybody gets by and everybody figures it out, but it's just a hard transition. So you'll be fine. You'll do it, but it's just going to be a little bit of a tricky managing everything.
Yeah.
But you can do it.
It'll all fall into place eventually.
It will. Yeah, it will.
Well, thanks for listening.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.